producer, actor. I mean, he doesn't brag. He's a phenomenal person. He's done a lot of projects. He's worked on his latest project.
There were actually two, so if I could speak to them, I'll be brief. One of them was called Broken Heroes. It's a film about soldiers coming back from the week bomb and war and terror. That's an issue that's close to my heart. I work in film with a lot of veterans. I come from a family of veterans, and right now, 22 veterans right now commit suicide every day in America, and it's not talked about. And I want to bring the issue home by letting people see it's not just the veterans, it's their entire families who are affected by prosecuting these wars throughout the world. And I want us as Americans to take a look at that. So that's Broken Heroes. They can go to brokenheroesthefilm.com. It's a feature film we want to produce with my good buddy Robert Parham. We're going to have him later. We've already done many projects together. I'll let him talk to that. But the real exciting project that we're doing right now, we're shooting for Sundance, which is a big dream of mine. So we're shooting a film called Slave King. So your eyebrows go up. Slave King. And that film, even though it starts in the present, goes back to the turn of the 20th century, speaks to this. Yeah, it's a period piece as well.
Okay,
and
so you're there, you're getting a sneak
preview, yeah. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but Slave King speaks to the xenophobia that's becoming predominant in the world today, particularly with what we call race, which is ridiculous. There's xenophobia against Muslims around the world, but particularly in America, we see what we went through in the Civil Rights era and the Jim Crow era, just resurfacing in the 21st century. Slave King speaks to that. We hope to start shooting in a couple of weeks, at least a month from now, and have it ready for Sundance next year. We think they'll accept it then. And I'm not going to say any more about it, but Slave King, look out for that. Well, what inspired me is I've always been very artistic. I started off with fine arts as a painter. I was a very young boy and things like that. But I actually published my first book at 9 years old. And because I was very introverted and shy. And I was very fortunate to have a man, and I grew up in the rural suburbs in the Northeast, very parochial, very difficult. But he looked at me at 13, and I was just quiet kid who played little sports. He said, I want you to try out for the school play. I said, no, I'm not. I don't do that kind of stuff. He said, I'll flunk you in English. And I said, oh, that's a butt whipping when I get home. I'll try out for the school play. So I did. I got a small part. But from that point on, I played the lead in every major piece until I graduated high school. His name is Robert Paul Dolan. We're actually going to see him next week. It's going to be exciting. From way back high school years, it's going to be up here in the Sacramento area. So we're going to meet. And I owe him a lot because he mentored me. And much of what he taught me, I used from the beginning of my film career today. So I'm very blessed to have met him in my life. I've met a lot of people, very special teachers in my life.
You touched I know this is completely off what we're talking about, but there's a film that you've done with Robert Parham. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Someone, could you someone give me that film that they have? We'll get to that. I think you're a nice individual, and I appreciate doing this. It's a very good summary. If I may ask,
of course you can ask. Originally, I'm from somewhere in the university that I inhabited a body. You know, I tell my students, because I do teaching, teach TK and 6. I tell them I'm from Zion 13. In other words, I'm an alien, because I look at the world differently. But
I'm with you on that, with me too.
But I was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Grew up on the South Shore, Cape Cod of New England, very rural places. I come from an immigrant family, and my grandparents are from 4 different complete ethnicities. So I gave me a different outlook in life. But my father's from Andalus and Cape Free Islands. So I kind of identify with that a lot, the Verdian people and that part of the diaspora of colonial era. Absolutely. I mean, I'm very proud of being Afro-Latino, and I'm very proud of just being a human being and just trying to do something good in the world. That's it. Just try breath by breath. It's a miracle moment. Try to help heal the world. And that's why I move.
What's your favorite color person?
Okay. Not the movie?
I appreciate it. We're going to hear a little bit more from you in another show. We're kind of short on time today.
But you got some great guests coming.
We can talk for an hour, and we could not.
so sweet.
So you know what? Give them a website to go to. One more time, they can.
Okay, the website for the film about veterans is BrokenHeroesFilm.com, BrokenHeroesFilm.com, or my name, AliDesouza.com, AaliDesousa.com, AliDesouza.com. But I want to thank you for being on the show. I want to give a shout out to the other guests, my buddy Marvin Power. Data 5000 is coming up, so I'm going to do a little promo for you and your great show. I can't wait to see them. That's some good interviews.
Don't leave. Be right back, okay?
Thank you so much.
Today's guest is Dada 5000. He came all the way from Florida to talk to us. Dada is a phenomenal person, two-time Emmy Award winner. He's a producer, he's an actor, he likes to have fun, he's just... Dada has a wonderful story to tell, a story of faith. You went into a fight with Kimbo Slice. This is the research that I've done, and I know we're not supposed to talk about health situations because of HIPAA and all of this, but you still it's okay to talk about the things that happen. You were in ICU. You were in this big high-profile fight. Everything. You stopped breathing. What happened to you so that you were talking to us today?
Well, I just want to say first and foremost, thank you for having me on your show. I'm a very big fan, number one. And number two, it's a miracle that I'm even here to share my testimony, with you and your fans. I suffered from rhabdomyolysis, right? And that right there is when the kidneys actually fail, and it releases a protein, deficiency, and it attacks the muscles, which, the kidneys is an organ. The heart is a muscle. When my kidneys went down, I hope that no one has to ever go through that. But when my kidneys went down, it was like being in the desert for 14 days with no water, which ultimately led to 2 heart attacks, which put me down. And my heart stopped twice, and God brought me back. So I'm very thankful for that.
We have a picture of how he looked in ICU. We'll show that. But you're here today. They did not take you off the ventilator and everything because you had your family.
Yes, the doctors actually wrote me off. They actually wrote me off. And when you're inside of a comatose stage, the last thing to go is your hearing. And I'm listening to everything that was stated. Yes, that's why when I woke up with an attitude. Because I heard everything that they were saying. Exactly.
What made you, these tattoos everywhere. What made you get into, he's a very big man. He's very tall. What made you get into
It's a way of life down in Miami, Piran, Florida, and it was an outlet. A lot of people call it violence. This is an alternative towards violence because what we did, we created a passage for these individuals to travel through. And we've set a lot of guys pro. They're doing a lot of things with their lives, and it's been very beneficial. I can also safely say this. When you look at what we've done, through just being different, we've revolutionized the way that individuals look at extreme reality. We've gotten corporate America to trade in their suits and ties for baseball hats and tennis shoes because they say Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus is the greatest show on earth. I have to beg to differ. BYB, Backyard Brawls Extreme Fighting Series is the greatest show on earth. We prove it every time we before them.
You need to take a look at these shoes. I've never seen awesome shoes like this. It's got diamonds on it. 5,000. You have a background in
Yes. Actually, I've done a lot. We're doing a lot. I've worked with law enforcement, I've worked with kids, I've worked in group home settings and so forth. I've always been giving back, and we're still doing it to this day. You know, and I just want to say that when you look at us, we're pillars of strength. And when you look at, you know, being in a position on the internet or in movies, you know, that's a position of influence. You know, and it's all about positive change. And God brought me back for a reason, you know, and I intend on making America a better place.
You are working on
Dogfight, round 2, is coming out 2017. Stay tuned for it.
Dada 5000.
Hey, sorry I'm late, buddy. No, you said 12. I said 12-ish. Plus, that map you gave me wasn't complete, like, at all. Oh, come on, don't be that way. I have a good excuse. I was with the folks from Star Wars Force for Change. They have this new campaign sponsored by CrowdRise, Show Your Force. So you can donate to 4 great charities and have the chance to win awesome Star Wars prizes. And guess what? They want you for the next campaign video, and me too. What do you think? I'm glad you asked. This week, the first 4 people to donate or raise at least $500 will have the chance to win a Star Wars prize pack, including a signed BB-8. No, not you. It's this. Check it out. Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? And what's more, the top fundraiser this week has the chance to win an exclusive tour of Lucasfilm in San Francisco, where they'll get a screening of their favorite Star Wars movie. So, what do you say? Are you in? Yes, I knew you wouldn't let me down, pal. Show your force and visit crowdrise.com/forceforchange for full details and become a force for change.
Branch in DreamWorks Animation's Trolls. Coming soon to a theater near you. It's kind of amazing to, you know, work on all the music for a film, but also especially one that you're playing a lead character in, that's also an animated film, because animated films are, you know, they're just, they just never miss. They're just always great. Can't Stop the Feeling is, you know, it's a really big moment in the movie. It's a really big song in the movie, and the whole cast sings it. My character, Branch, is sort of the one troll that's maybe a little pessimistic. Maybe he thinks he's being a realist, but he keeps saying to everyone, you guys have to stop singing and dancing so loud. You're going to attract the Bergens, and he ends up being right.
Exciting footage, and we were, you know, we did a little performance after the footage, and we were rehearsing it as much as we could, but then when they started playing the footage, we were both like peeking out from behind the curtain trying to watch the footage again.
I would have never gotten on a boat in Cannes and like come up to a dock. I would have been like,
from that pier to this pier.
And we were like, that was pretty fun.
That was pretty fun.
How long have you been out here, holy man?
Since the last full moon, maybe a little longer.
The desert is ruthless. Strips you of your vanities, your illusions, gives you the opportunity to see yourself for who you are. You people are never alone. Some spirit or something is always with you.
I have water for you here, Yeshua. That's what your mother calls you, isn't it? Your father. Everything matters more to him than you. My father loves me. He loves himself only. Oh, what anger. You are your father's son.
You are an easy target. Because you're weak.
Your good intentions will be wasted here. They don't need us to ruin their lives. They'll do that all by themselves. These things he expects of you. Do you think anyone will care? Man of 1,000 years from now.
Have you found what you were looking for?
No, but I'll stay as long as it takes. You think you're his only child? There are others. No, there is only me. There is only me. When the story starts, Jesus has been in the desert fasting, and he's trying to meditate and pray and find some peace and resolve. He's trying to connect with God, but isn't able to. He comes across a family and feels that maybe his spiritual path will be aided by helping them.
What is Jerusalem like?
Dirty and corrupt.
Jesus decides to stay and help. He also has an ongoing dialogue with his alter ego, this demon that is constantly provoking him and putting him down and pointing him towards doubt.
Talking to your father is like talking to a rock. Everything matters more to him than you. He's recognized a difficulty in the relationship between this boy and his father, and he has a difficulty in his relationship with his father.
What does your father do?
Ask for permission when you address a guest, boy. The boy wants to go further than this bleak place where they live. The father doesn't believe he's ready for it. He loves them dearly, but doesn't have really the emotions or the intellectual capacity to connect with him.
I want the boy to learn a trade in Jerusalem, perhaps.
This is a dying woman whose only wish is to make sure her son is not stuck behind.
When you leave, you could take me with you. I could pass for your son. That would be believable, wouldn't it?
Believable, yes, but nevertheless a lie. A lie hurts the person who tells it. It's quite a worry to be playing Jesus. I realized I just had to play God's son who's walking in the desert trying to resolve the big issue of what the rest of his life will be. My father loves me. He's amused by you. He loves himself only.
Ewan is a terrific actor, but most of all, he always projects an enormous deal of compassion.
Sometimes I'm playing these scenes and I'm having realizations about my dad, and sometimes I'm recognizing things about myself. I think that's what all great art is about an exploration of these big issues in our lives, but seamlessly put into the situation of this family. It's so clever, Rodrigo. His writing's amazing. These things he expects of you. Do you think anyone will care? Man of 1,000 years from now? Through spending time with that family, something shifts in him so that when he does walk back out to Jerusalem, he's more resolved to go forward and to see it through, the plan that God has set for him. This is all just an excuse to delay your departure, isn't it? Because you're scared to go on, scared out of your head. You're not ready and you know it.
Barbecuing the easy way today. I just use one of those light it and go bags, and this is the beginning of our barbecue. I marinated my ribs overnight in a solution of water, garlic, brown sugar, and grapefruit juice, not from concentrate, fresh squeezed grapefruit juice, to let these little flavors get into the meat. And we're going to add it to the grill now. My meat is down on the grill, and we're going to wait for it to cook. It smells delicious. I added water to this
kind of like a basting here. Sharing my recipes here, my trade secrets. Some of this to slow the process down a little bit. My fire is a little bit high here. Also got to put this on for my guests who do not eat meat. So my bacon, my frozen bacon is in there. Slow the process down a little bit. My tofu turkey is up there. And this is beginning to smell really, really nice. I'm going to do a rough cut on my apples here and put them on the grill. Smells great. You know what, everyone? I was going to put a little pumpkin pie spice and sugar on these apples, but after tasting the apple, it needs absolutely nothing but to be eaten. That's it. It's nice and tender and smoked and absolutely delicious. I mean, it's just a wonderful taste. And I used some ripe apples. I did prepare a little sauce with a little bit of butter and brown sugar and pumpkin pie spice for it, but it really doesn't need it. But we're going to use it for dipping anyway. This is the sauce for our apples. Our apples really doesn't need it, but this is it. This is pumpkin pie spice here. Brown sugar. The apples are already really sweet, and by grilling them, it brings out those sugars that's already in the apples. So I don't really need much. Put a little of this on there. That's the butter. This is real butter. Brush a little of this on all the apples. Put a little Caro syrup here, dark Caro syrup. The brand of pumpkin pie spice I'm using already has a little bit of sugar to it, so that just adds to the flavor. So just a little bit of that butter sauce is going on each apple. And I'm going to continue to allow it to smoke, and it has a wonderful aroma, just wonderful. I'm kind of snacking as I go, but that's what the apple looks like. Potatoes are almost ready. This is going to be an easy, very easy dinner. I'm just going to give my guests a little butter and put on the potato and sour cream. It was our one of our finished platters to be eaten. The grilled meat, grilled apples, steamed potatoes, and broccoli. Until next time, this is Dr. Summer. I just got my package from O2 Worldwide. Inside is the O2 drops. There they are. I'm gonna take some now.
Hey, how's it going? You know, this week, the top fundraiser will win 2 tickets to Star Wars Celebration in London, where you can meet me for an activity of your choosing. Whether you just want a selfie, we could create a secret, personalized handshake. Or we could take a long walk on the beach, visit a chocolate factory, or just put back a couple of shots of Vitamina Vegemin. Anything else that comes to mind, as long as it's legal and within the boundaries of good taste. May the Force be with you, and I hope to see you in London.